Things are looking good for Spain and Portugal thus far in the Nations League, with qualification for the quarterfinals pretty much done and bloody dusted. But who will join them in the quarterfinals? We'll take a look at that and much more next. That's right, folks, back once again on a prediction video today is all about match number 5, part 2, that's right, for the Nations Bloody League. We're looking at games that are going to take place on the 15th of November, and we'll get to them in a second. If you're new where you've been, smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for Nations League is right here under one rooski, with some big bad boy games coming at you this coming match day. We'll get into all of it in a second. If you're new where you've been, subscribe, smash the like. Of course, your one-stop shop is here. Big shout out to the patrons, you know who you are, and a big shout out to the members. You know who you are. But what we're going to do now is recap what went on last time around, and of course bring it back up to date with the tables. Alrighty then, folks, let's take a look back at some of the games that involving some of these nations last time around. It is not as straightforward as that, because some of these nations aren't in action on this fixture list, so we'll see. But some of the big boys are Poland against Croatia, 3-3 in the end. I went with a 0-0. I was close to the money. Meanwhile, the Scots picked up a monster point against Portugal, but I don't think it's going to be enough to save them from relegation in their top flight group. Meanwhile, the Spanish put 3 past Serbia. I went with the 3-1 win. It was a 3-0 win. Close. Switzerland and Denmark did duke out to a 2-2 draw. I went with the 1-1 draw. Kosovo with the 3-0 winners over Cyprus. I went with the 1-0 win. Romania did beat Lithuania 2-1. I called it, guys. I called it. And Belarus and Luxembourg did draw 1-1 in the end. I called it, guys. I called it. And then Northern Ireland did beat Bulgaria 5-0. I kind of sort of called it. So when you look at that, I only got the one wrong, and that was my beloved Scots, and I actually betted against them. Oh yeah, that's why, because I'm the fucking prediction king, guys. I'm the prediction bloody king, that's right. Portugal are into the, I think they're into the quarterfinals, or there or thereabouts. Something crazy would have to happen if they weren't to make it through. Meanwhile, who will join them, though? Will it be Croatia? Will it be Poland? Or can the Scots do it? What's the points left? Not realistically, is it? I think the realistic aim is to finish in third in the table. Meanwhile, Italy look good right now. The Germans look good. I think the Germans are there, and the Spanish I think are just about there. Serbia a little bit out of it, so we'll see. I don't think so anyway. That's the situation over there. Of course, let's take a look at a couple of leagues down now. League B, Czechia in command over in Group 1, with Greeks looking good in Group 2. Norwegians, Austria and Slovenia, three-way tie. The Turkish top the charts in League B, Group 4. Drop down to League C. The Swedes and Slovakians are running away with it. Romania look hot to bloody trot into League C, Group 3 with the Northern Irish. They are top of the pops. And if they win the next 2, they go and get promoted. North Macedonia also bossing it as well, with Gibraltar in charge as well, and Moldova and Malta duking it out. That's, of course, the situation there. Now, these are the next round of games, guys, and there's some absolute crackers on the agenda. So we're going to start from the top, and I'll work our way down. Alrighty then, where are we going first? We're going to go to Portugal, one of the big games coming at you over in League A Group 1. It's the Estadio do Dragão. Of course, Portugal will look good right now, and of course, will probably, I think they are top, and they will remain top no matter what. Up against the Poles, of course, Michael Probiec is your coach there, up against Roberto Martinez in the dugout. Portugal sitting with 10 points right now. It's 75% form for them, unbeaten in the last 4 matches. The Polish, though, just one win in the last 6. They're on 33% form. They sit third. And of course, it's looking like a lost cause for them to finish in the top 2. However, they played 11 times since 1982. 6 wins for Portugal, just 2 wins for Poland. There's been 3 draws between the two sides. They did play back in October. It was the reverse fixture. 3-1 when it was for Portugal in Poland last time around. Poland without a win against them at least the last 6, probably much more than that. Portugal, though, did surprise us all with only a draw against the Scots. Poland also drew with Croatia last time around. However, just got the 1 win thus far in this. This was at Portugal, of course. Going to be only 1 winner here. Portugal will continue their good UEFA Nations League campaign with another win, and that will definitely guarantee a spot into the quarterfinals. Next up, we go to Glasgow last night. See you, by the way, as Scotland take on Croatia, of course, with Scotland having picked up a win thus far in this Nations League, but have they saved the best till last? They're coming into on the back of a draw against Portugal, of course. Croatia also on the back of a draw, with just 1 defeat thus far in the previous 4. Zlato Dalic up against Stevie Clark in the dugout. They played 5 times in 2008, 2 wins apiece and 1 draw. The last time they played, it was a 2-1 win for Croatia, who have won back-to-back over Scotland. Prior to that, though, Scotland were on a good run against them, picking up themselves back-to-back wins. However, the Scots, like I said, with the draw thus far, has been the highlight of their competitions. Meanwhile, Croatia looking in charge right now with just that one defeat against Portugal. So I do anticipate Croatia to make that quarterfinal spot alongside Portugal. Yeah, tricky one. But I think they might lose this. I'm going to go for a bit of a balls out on this. I'm going to go with the Scots to shock us all with a 1-0 win over Croatia to give themselves hope of maybe finishing in third in the league, with, of course, Poland to play last. Next up is Denmark up against the European champions Spain, coming out of the Parken Stadium Open in Copenhagen. That is right. Denmark under Kasper Højlund, 50% form for them right now. 1-2 lost to and drawn 2 over the last 6. They sit second with 7 points to the name up against the Spanish, who won 3 on the bounce. In fact, they're unbeaten in at least the last 6 games. They're in 92% form for them, coming at you, and they sit top of the bloody pops. They played Denmark 12 times since 1974. They've won 11 of them, and they've drawn the 1. They've yet to taste defeat. However, they did play back in the Nations League, a reverse fixture in Spain. It was a 1-0 win for the Spanish. Like I said, 5 wins on the bounce against them, looking pretty good to boot. Spain on the back of successive clean sheets, beating the Danes and the Serbians in quick succession. Denmark, though, haven't picked up a win. In fact, I'll tell you what, the Danes, pick up a draw against the Swiss. However, back-to-back wins at home, beating the Swiss and the Serbians 2-0. They haven't even conceded a goal at home. So this will be tricky. A tricky one to take on over at the Parken Stadium in Copenhagen. Spain are riding high on a crest of a wave. They look good. And right now, if the World Cup was to be held today, I would say the Spanish are probably the best team in the world. And they're very young as well, so there could be a good era of dominance. However, this is the Nations League. It's not a World Cup. Mistakes will be made, and Denmark will get something out of this. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw at the Parken Stadium in Copenhagen. Let's head over to Switzerland now as they take on Serbia at the Litzegund over in Zurich. Switzerland with Murat Yakin at the helm, without a win though in the last 5 matches. They sit 4th with just 1 point to the name, up against the Serbians, who sit 3rd with 4 points to the name, just 1 win in the last 6 matches. Of course, they played 3 times since 2018, 2 wins for Switzerland, just 1 win for Serbia. There's been 0 draws. They did play each other back in Serbia. It was a 2-0 win for the Serbians back in October 2024. Serbia, though, did follow that up with a 3-0 loss to Spain in Spain, with the Swiss 3-4, yet to taste a victory, but they do come into this on the back of a draw against the Danes, of course, in Switzerland, though. Swiss have been a bit shit so far, and I don't know what's going on with that, but I think they'll bounce back here and get the W. I think they'll get the win here against Serbia. Tricky game, and of course, again, trying to avoid that relegation spot, because I do think Swiss, if you're going to put the countries in, top group standard, Swiss are definitely a League A team. Serbia, I don't think so. I think they're definitely a League B sort of country at the moment. Head over to the island of Cyprus now as they take on Lithuania over in League C Group 2. Cyprus currently finds themselves 3rd with 3 points to the name, up against Lithuania, who are 4th, yet to get a point thus far in this UEFA Nations League. They played twice since 2023, 2 wins out of 2 for Cyprus, including the last time they played in September in Lithuania, a 1-0 win as it was for Cyprus, who do coming into this, though, on the back of that 3-0 loss to Kosovo. Besides that 1-0 win against Lithuania, Cyprus have pretty shit. They've lost the last 3, and they've conceded 10 goals in the last 3 games combined. They haven't even scored a goal in the last 3. As for Lithuania, they've been scoring goals. The only game they didn't score against was against Cyprus when they hosted them back in matchday number 1. They scored against Romania twice in two separate games, and they also scored against Kosovo. But they've all resulted in defeats. So 4 defeats on the spin for Lithuania, but they are scoring goals. Cyprus, though, they beat them in Lithuania. I think they will do the double as well. 2-1 win. It'll be toast, and Lithuania will continue their scoring exploits, but ultimately not getting anything for their efforts. Next up, we go to Romania, also in League C Group 2, as Romania under Mircea Lucescu, top of the pops with 12 points of a possible 12, up against Kosovo, who sits 2nd with 9 points of a possible 12. Of course, Romania with 4 wins on the bounce, 75% form for them right now. They have played Kosovo 3 times since 2023. 2 wins for Romania, nothing for Kosovo. There's been 1 draw between the 2 sides, but they last played in Kosovo back in September 2024. 3-0 win it was for Romania, who have yet to concede a goal against Kosovo in the last 3. Meanwhile, Romania on the back of that 2-1 win over Lithuania in Lithuania. Kosovo put 3 themselves past Cyprus in Kosovo in the last match day. This one, of course, against a Romania side that we all fell in love with in the Euros. And I think they'll win this one as well, comfortably 3-0 winners on their own backyard. Next up, we go to Luxembourg as they host Bulgaria in League C Group of 3. Luxembourg sit fourth with just 2 points to the name. However, there's been back-to-back draws for them up against the Bulgarian side who sit third with 5 points to the name, on a 50% form for them over the last 6. They played 10 times since 1987. 0 wins for Luxembourg. There's been 7 draws for Bulgaria. 7 wins for Bulgaria. And there's been 3 draws between the two sides. Those 3 draws were the last 3 games, of course, including the reverse fixture in Bulgaria back in October this year. 0-0 it was there. You got to go back to 2016 for the last victory when Bulgaria beat Luxembourg in the World Cup qualifiers. A 7-goal thriller it was. The Luxembourgians, on the back of successive draws, drawing with Bulgaria and Belarus on the road. The last time they played at home was against Belarus, and they lost. Goodness gracious me. Bulgaria, though, haven't scored a goal in back-to-back games. They've only scored the 1 goal in this whole UEFA Nations League phase, and that was in a 1-0 win over Northern Ireland way back in September. The odds for this one, well, I don't have any, but I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw here. Point apiece doesn't do anything for Luxembourg. Bulgaria needed wins if they're going to catch the top 2 over in League C Group 3, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Speaking of the top 2, Northern Ireland and Belarus, who are both 1 and 2 respectively over in League C Group 3, will meet at Windsor Park this coming match day, the 15th of November. Northern Ireland and Michael O'Neill just 1 defeat in the last 5. They sit top of the bloody pops, 7 points for them. Up against Belarus, and Carlos Alos sits second with 6 points for them. They are unbeaten thus far in this qualification phase, the UEFA Nations League phase. However, drawing 3 and winning just the once. As for Northern Ireland, of course, coming into that 5-0 win over Bulgaria. Back-to-back clean sheets. They've only conceded 1 goal thus far in the 4 games, and that 1 goal they conceded was against Bulgaria in their 1 and only loss. The last time they played, it was a 0-0 draw in Belarus back in October 2024. Northern Ireland have only conceded 1 goal against Belarus over the last 4 games, stretching all the way back to 2016. Belarus on the back of that draw against Luxembourg to make it back-to-back draws, and again, yet to taste defeat. And only 1 goal conceded from Belarus, and that was in that 1-1 draw against Luxembourg in Belarus. I think the Northern Irish will win this one. I'm going to go with just a 1-0 win. Not many goals these 2 nations have scored. Well, Northern Ireland did put 5, but Belarus don't score that many. They don't let in that many. So I'm going to go with a 1-0 win, which will be enough for Northern Ireland for the 3 points. And then finally, folks, coming at you on the 13th of something. We may or may not get the game. No, there it is. There it is. It's coming at you on the 15th of November. It's San Marino. It's Gibraltar coming at you at the San Marino Stadium. We'll get there. We'll get there, guys. Stay with me. Stay with me. There it is, of course, coming at you. San Marino and Roberto Sivioli. They sit second with 3 points to name up against Gibraltar. Unbeaten in the last 5 matches under Julio Cesar Ribes Vlahovic, who is young Uruguayan. And they sit top of the pops over in League D Group 1. They played 3 times in 2020. Nothing for San Marino, 2 for Gibraltar. There's been 1 draw between the 2 sides. They last played in October. It was a 1-0 win for Gibraltar, who have unbeaten, against San Marino over the last 3. They haven't conceded a goal against them. And in fact, they haven't conceded a goal in the last 2 matches where they drew with Liechtenstein. They picked up a win against San Marino. And as for San Marino, they come in with 1 win under their belts. That was, of course, a 1-0 win over Liechtenstein, but it's been 3 defeats on the spin, 3 goalless affairs for San Marino coming at you in this one. Busy end of the campaign for San Marino. They got to take on Gibraltar, and then they got to take on Liechtenstein thus far, which could change the whole face of League D Group 1. This one, I think, will go in favour of Gibraltar here. Going to go with a 1-0 win, which should put them top of the pops and uncatchable over in League D Group 1. And that will complete their games as well for the Nations League for Gibraltar. That's it, guys. Don't forget to get your own picks in as well. When I say that, I mean down below. Put them in the comments section. I want to see what you think will happen this coming match day. But until then, subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. But until then, we're done.